Welcome to the show, Sean.
Thank you, guys. I'm excited. It's kind of so we're getting to the tournament. I go up and watch a couple buddies on the first tee. We go back to the car, and my clubs are just gone.
Oh,
Honestly, one of the biggest blessings in my life was getting fired from one of my jobs.
really?
Which was working at a golf course. I got fired for playing too much golf at the course, and my teammates were calling me Shankmore.
You got the nickname
talk about
too.
putting a shank in your head. Like they're telling me, they're calling me Shankmore. So, what happens in your life shouldn't reflect on how your relationship with the Lord. I think that's and you'll never find as much joy as you'll find when you come to Christ. Like honestly.
Well, for everybody listening, we are at the clubhouse here in Moorhead. So if you hear any golf balls getting hit in the background, that is why.
Great place. Come here.
we could probably just get started.
Sure.
Welcome back to the Beyond the Spotlight podcast, hosted by myself. My name is Jack.
And I'm Aiden.
And today we have Sean here with us. Welcome to the podcast, Sean.
Thank you, guys. Glad to be here.
Today we're joined by NDSU golfer Sean Moore. From developing his game in Arizona to competing at the college level in North Dakota, Sean's journey has been shaped by hard work, faith, and a deep love for the sport. We'll dive into his decision to play for NDSU, the challenges of college golf, and the mindset that keeps him sharp on and off the course. Welcome to the show, Sean.
Thank you, guys. I'm excited.
How's it going today?
It's going great. I'm excited to kind of talk about my life and kind of dig into the things of college golf.
What was your childhood like down in Arizona?
Yeah, it's definitely different than what it is up here. That's for sure. I grew up playing baseball. Didn't play golf till about my freshman year. COVID was almost a blessing for me because it's kind of when I got started. The only thing you could possibly do because everything was shut down, obviously.
Yeah.
So started playing golf freshman year.
Hold on, you started playing golf your freshman year of high school, and you're playing at NDSU.
Yeah, it was a
That's
grind.
pretty unheard of,
It was
I
a
feel
grind.
like.
He picked it up.
The last couple of years, but yeah, I mean, COVID was the only thing you could possibly do. So started playing. I loved it. Obviously, my dad played when I was young, but I never really saw that. But yeah, it was the only thing I could do, and I just kind of fell in love with it. And obviously, it was I started a couple months before high school season started, so just kind of was a grind. And then luckily, I was lucky to make the team my freshman year, and then just kind of got a love for it, and just was about all I've done the past four years or so.
So was that the only sport you played then in high school?
I played baseball
Okay.
for the most part going up into high school, but once I got to high school, I stopped playing baseball and just really stuck to golf.
So right away, did you just find a love for golf? And was it only during season that you played, or did you start playing off season as well?
Right away, I kind of just fell in love with it, and I probably played every single day for the past 4 years, other than a couple days where I'm doing something else. But
in wintertime, I'm assuming you can play year round there.
yeah. Wintertime's the time of the year to go play golf.
Sure, since it's not so hot out and everything.
And summer's a little brutal, but
So just curious, down south, do they even have simulators like this?
they do, but they're not anything like there's nothing like this place, that's for sure. There's
Sure.
you have your Top Golfs and stuff like that, but there's no indoor simulators or
Because there's
things
no
like that.
reason to be.
Yeah,
you
everyone
know?
just goes out and plays outside or goes to Top Golf. And
So you mentioned you were lucky to make the team your freshman year of high school. Was that the varsity team?
yeah, there was only a varsity team at our high school. So
How big was your high school?
my graduation class was 900 about.
Oh my
wow,
gosh.
that's pretty big.
Yeah, there's a lot of just under 4,000, so a lot of people.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
I graduated with 50.
Yeah.
How many did you graduate with?
350.
Okay,
It's
so
every person I talk to here, they're like, "Oh yeah, mine was 70." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, mine was 900."
so you didn't know
Everyone's-
50% of them, I bet. Or-
I thought I knew everybody, and then graduation I hit, and then people were walking up. I'm like, "Who are you?"
Mhm.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's crazy.
it was fun.
So did you have a lot of senior leaders that kind of took you under your wing
Yeah.
when you started?
I was really grateful for I had a lot of people that were good players playing in college now that really just took me under the wing, and obviously being able to learn from people like that is really what makes you better. Is when you're playing with people that are better than you.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky to have some good players that I grew up playing, or when I started playing, I was playing with them. So that definitely helps a lot.
How was the competition down there?
It's crazy. I mean, to win a state championship, was my sophomore year. A kid shot 60, 62. So like winning tournaments out there is almost impossible. You gotta go 12, 13 under through 2 days, but it's a grind for sure.
I wonder how that compares, like what the scores are up here. Have you ever?
I played 2 tournaments up here over the summer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played one in Minot, and then I played another junior event in Moorhead, just in town here. So.
In high school or?
So yeah, I came up here, beginning of July, just to like, get used to playing up here, because up here is a little different than Arizona.
Sure.
So I went up here, went up with some family. We all come up for like a month out of the summer normally. So went and played in Minot, which is where my dad's from. Played a tournament at his old home course, and then played one in Moorhead too, just to get used to like playing tournaments up here. Just get used to.
Are these courses like lame compared to Arizona?
I think they're better. I think they're better for sure. Like Arizona, it's all desert golf. It's all like everything's kind of the same. But like you look at our home courses, we play FCC and we play Oxbow, and they're just 2 complete opposite golf courses. Like I think it's like a link style golf course. Everyone doesn't agree with me, but there's no trees. There's water on like 14 different holes, and
Dang.
FCC, it's like your basic old country club, like tree lined and all that. Like I think there's more unique golf up here for sure. I think they're arguably better for sure.
So down in Arizona during high school, did you have any state runs or anything to touch on for your career there, or was it pretty cut and dry?
My junior year, I had a little bit of a run towards it, but my last back nine was a little rough. That's a funny story. We'll get to it later in the day, but yeah, that was a unique one for sure. We'll get to that.
But let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Okay. It's kind of so we're getting to the tournament. This is my junior year. We play a tournament in Tucson, was where the state tournament's at. I go up and watch a couple buddies on the first tee. We go back to the car, and my clubs are just gone.
Oh,
so it's a long story. I might have to keep that one to myself on what the answer was, but I played the state championship with the head pros golf clubs. So someone else's golf clubs for the state tournament. And then I ended up getting my clubs back like a month later. It's kind of a long story, but it's kind of embarrassing on my part. But
so you didn't get them stolen though, or anything?
They were stolen for a good month. And
wow,
they turned up. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I played with the head pros clubs. He was probably 6'5" and big.
Oh,
so
sure.
They were. It was weird. But
you had to adjust instantly to them.
Played 27 good holes, and the last 9 kind of blew up on me. But
oh, sure. Yeah, it's tough to stay consistent through multiple days of golf. And what kind of clubs were you rocking? Have you rocked the same ones all the way through high school?
I've had the same ones since. Well, when my clubs got stolen, I ordered some new ones. It was almost a good thing because I got fitted and got some new ones. So
sure.
I've had those ones for going on probably 2.5 years now. And then I'm next after this fall season or spring season, I'll probably get some new ones.
What are you playing?
I play T100s. I'll Titleist and I have a pink putter.
Okay, got you. Awesome.
So, what did high school tournaments look like in the golf for down there?
There was a lot of really good tournaments. We played a couple at some college courses down there that like ASU played, GCU, that kind of thing. And then my school was really I was really fortunate with my coach. We did a couple trips to Florida and to Texas as well. We played 2 years in a row. We played at PGA National, which is where they play the Honda Classic, or it's changed the name now, but they played the Honda Classic there. It's like a pretty well-known golf course.
That's crazy.
So we got to play the Bear Trap and all that, and it was definitely a fun experience. And then in Texas, we went to Lubbock, which is where Texas A&M plays.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, and got to play all kinds of like crazy courses with some good crazy players. Like when we were in Florida, my sophomore year it would have been. Luke Poulter's son I played with. He plays.
Is he a professional golfer?
Yeah, he's a very like well-known Irishman or Englishman, I think.
Okay.
But his son, you got to play with him. I tied the first round. I was tied with a guy named Luke Clanton, who's just about to get his tour card right now. He's one of the top players in college, so that was pretty fun to see, and playing with all these like high-end Division I players and just like at an amazing course.
I am curious. Like I never played golf, so I don't really know. But when you have a foreign golf course, how do you get like to practice it all once and like you kind of know what you're looking at, or is it kind of you're just thrown in, you're like, okay,
going in blind? No, so most tournaments we'd go like a day early, especially in college. We go a day or two early and play at least one practice round.
Okay,
at least be able to see what the golf course looks like. But like in college, we played at Bethpage Black, which is like they have the Ryder Cup there this year.
So some difficult courses.
College is hard, that's for sure. But we played 2 different courses. We played the red and the black, and they wouldn't let us play a practice round for the black course, which is literally like it's known as the hardest golf course in the country, or like at least one of them. Like they played the U.S. Open there a couple years ago, but that one we didn't get a practice round for, and obviously it's one of the hardest golf courses. So just going in blind, it was beyond hard. But yeah, we definitely play practice rounds for the most part, and it definitely helps for sure.
Did you have any other different courses? Like, have you ever played out of the country before, or?
I have not. No.
You haven't?
No.
Do you have any dream courses that you want to hit outside, or mostly just in the U.S.?
I mean, St. Andrews would be fun for sure, but I would want to play. I mean, obviously Augusta.
Yeah.
Augusta and St. Andrews are probably the 2 that I'd want to play the most. But I'd say I don't have too much of like a maybe like Pebble too. But like other than that, I'm like golf course is a golf course.
Right.
But it definitely would be fun.
So you've been able to play obviously North Dakota, Arizona, Florida,
Texas.
What are some other states that you've been able to play in?
I've played in North Carolina. We played 2 tournaments in New York. We played one in Minnesota. We went to Nebraska. The team went to Mexico. I missed out on that one.
Oh, no.
The one I missed out on was in Mexico. But I mean, this spring we go to Arizona first, then we go to California, then Oregon, Florida, and then we go finish up in Iowa, and then go back to Arizona for regionals or sectionals.
Since we're on the topic of courses, what has been your favorite course to play on?
Man, I might have to shout out my home course back home, Red Mountain Ranch. I've been there the past, I work there too.
Oh, okay.
Been out there the past probably year and a half, and I play there every day. Love it. It's always fun. Like new golf course every day, it feels like. So I think that would be my favorite at the moment.
Sure. So transitioning, you were in Arizona originally, and then did you have any other schools that were looking at you? Any other offers that you had, and why NDSU?
Yeah, I was talking to a good amount of schools and had a couple other offers, but NDSU just kind of had everything I was looking. Like I went on a visit and just kind of blew over my expectations, and the people were great. I met the guys I met on the team just really brought me in. And my sister goes to Moorhead. Family's all up here, so it just made sense with family wise and
so
all
most
that.
of your family besides your immediate family is here.
Yeah, all my aunts and uncles and grandparents they're all over, all in Mayville, and my mom grew up in Mayville, my dad in Minot, so everyone kind of stayed in town.
That makes a lot more sense. I thought your whole family was in Arizona and you came up to NDSU.
It definitely is nice just to have family around.
So are your parents alone then in Arizona?
Yeah, them and my little sister, and then one of my aunts lives there too.
Okay.
Yeah, but other than that, everyone else is up here. But most of them do have a house in Arizona as well for the winters.
Okay.
So they go down a good bit.
Have you been there your whole life?
Yeah. I was born there.
Okay.
So this is a big change for weather.
This is the first time I've been up here for the winter, other than maybe 2 days a couple years ago.
How are you liking it?
Yeah,
I'm not liking it, I'm sure.
It's different, but if the wind's not there, I don't think it's too bad. But
what about driving? First time driving in snow conditions, right?
First time driving in snow, I almost slid into an intersection. But man. It's definitely different. I don't have windshield wipers right now either. So my dad broke them when he came up.
Oh man. Okay, so NDSU hits you up. They want you to come and play. You show up. What's that first reaction to maybe the team or the culture here at NDSU?
It definitely back in Arizona, no one's there's no such thing as diehard fans. I feel you don't see people going on rocking ASU gear and stuff like that.
Interesting.
It's definitely a different people up here love the Bison. Everyone loves NDSU, which is definitely a different feel for me. Everyone, I'm not used to having people have so much of a culture, I guess you'd say.
I think touching on that,
cool.
Phoenix Sproles, he used to play football there. We interviewed him, and he's this is their pro team because we don't have
exactly.
Timberwolves and people
exactly.
take pride in it. But
100%.
sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
No, yeah. I think when I was back home, I'd see more NDSU people than ASU people, or even Cardinals people. Everyone just a Bison fan when you see one kind of thing. I think it's awesome.
And then what was it like when you got to meet with some of your teammates and the coaches and all that here?
So I came up in July, and then they just kind of took me right under the wing. Every night I would go over, hang out with the guys, go play golf with them. And it's just been super, like, it just was really good to just, like, kind of get right into the circle, right, when you get somewhere new. Like, not having your family there and stuff like that. So it definitely was really nice to have kind of just, like, a group already there. And just great guys. Like, I would hang out with them even if they weren't, like, on the golf team. Like, they're just good people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
No, you can go.
Oh, how's the coaching been? Like, has there been a big change? I'm sure it just has gotten a little bit more intense now that you're in college.
Yeah.
Any key things that are different?
Yeah, I mean, our coach is awesome. Kind of, like, it's definitely, like, I wouldn't say more stressful, but it's definitely more, you kind of, like, expected. Like, high school, everyone just kind of messed around and kind of just be there to have fun. But
I'm sure it's kind of
college,
a social sport, too, for some people in high school.
Just, they enjoyed it. It wasn't like a, I wouldn't say job, but like it's more serious now for sure. Like, when you're out there to get better at the end of the day, which is definitely, I wouldn't say it's different for me, but in the high school, like, to college environment, just the way, like, your teammates interact and that kind of thing, I'd say is a little different.
So you mentioned you had a pretty cool hole-in-one story.
Yeah.
What point have you hit more than one or just
I have
one?
4 right now.
4?
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
got lucky.
The fact you picked up golf your freshman year of
Yeah.
high school, this is just blowing my mind.
Baseball had to have helped you with that. Do you
Let's
think?
just say, so my dad would take me to the night. There was like a night range in my hometown. He would take me out there, and I'm not kidding you. It probably took me 3 months to get a ball off the ground.
Really?
Like, it was terrible. Like, I had the baseball swing going. I was just topping everything, but
But you've been playing, did you say earlier, every day since?
just about. Like, I've taken a couple days, like, especially when I was in Arizona. Like, my first, like, 2-3 years, I was playing. If I wasn't, like, going out snowboarding, like, out of town or something like that, I was playing just about every day.
Wow.
But yeah, it was a grind the first couple months. But once I started getting it, it's definitely like a practice thing. Like, if you do it a bunch of times, you'll get better for sure.
Tell us about your hole-in-ones.
Yeah, so my first one was probably 7 months into playing golf, and it was like a little short one. I was with my uncles, and it was so I made it.
6 or 7 months.
Started running around in circles.
Crazy.
And then my second one was actually at my high school state championship, my sophomore year, which that one was special. There was probably 40, 50 people out there watching. Just hit it up, dunk, like, one hop, skipped in. Everyone was over there just giving me hugs. That
awesome.
one was sweet. Just in a state championship, like, even just to make one in a tournament, not even just a state championship was pretty sweet. And then my third one was at Longbow, which is where our conference tournament's at.
For college or
for
high school?
college, yeah.
Okay.
So it just, like, it worked out great. Like, our conference is literally 4 minutes from my house back home.
That's crazy.
So my whole family would be there for that. And then my last one was during qualifying for at FCC. So
When was that?
this was probably September, October. I think it was September, end of September.
That's crazy.
In a round of qualifying, which was pretty fun. I got 10 bison points, we call them, which is like the points we do in competitions, and whoever's leading at the end of the year wins, like, whatever the bison points.
Out of those 4, what was the longest one? Do you know?
My last one was like 197.
Wow.
Okay.
At FCC.
Awesome.
And the other ones were 163 and 165 or something like that.
That's cool.
The average golfer is lucky to hit one in their entire life.
It's definitely more luck than anything, I'd say.
And then you pick up golf. Obviously, you've golfed a ton, so that helps.
Yeah.
But 4 in 4 years of golf.
Yeah.
I mean, props. Dude,
it's
that's
That is cool.
It's a
Keep
little
that
luck.
going. That'd be sweet.
I hope so. I hope.
Looking for the ultimate golf experience? Rain or shine?
Head to the Clubhouse Indoor Golf Lounge in Moorhead, Minnesota. With accurate launch monitors and realistic golf software, it's like playing on the world's best courses without ever leaving town.
You can host leagues, tournaments, or nonprofit fundraisers, or plan your next event, outing, or special occasion.
You can enjoy Jay's smoking barbecue or provide your own caterer, and you can even rent the entire space.
Level up your golf game and fun at the Clubhouse.
Book your tee time today at theclubhousefm.com.
Thank you to the Clubhouse. Looking for a top-tier clean without the hassle? Detail Dudes has you covered.
Based in the Lakes area, they bring professional mobile detailing right to your driveway from spring to fall. Their fully equipped detailing van has everything that you need to make your vehicle look brand new inside and out. Need something extra? Visit their shop today for paint correction, ceramic wax, or deep upholstery cleaning with a heated extractor.
In 2024, they were voted Best Detailing Company in Detroit Lakes, a testament to their top quality service and customer satisfaction.
Call 218-849-0146 to book a detail and experience the Detail Dudes difference.
Thank you, Detail Dudes.
When it comes to quality meats, trust the experts at All Sauger Meats. Family owned and operated with locations in Ottoman, Fargo, and now open in Breckenridge.
From hand-cut steaks to in-house made sausage, fresh seafood to smoked bacon, they have everything you need to elevate your meals.
They're open 7 days a week in Breckenridge, so stop in whenever you need. Plus, check out our meat bundle packages and our bulk beef orders for unbeaten value.
Visit allsaugermeats.com or stop into your local All Sauger store and experience the difference in every bite.
All Sauger Meats, your trusted source for quality and freshness. Thank you, All Sauger Meats. So correct me if I'm wrong, but golf season is in the fall for college, right?
Fall and spring.
Spring.
We played 5 in the fall, and then we have 6 this spring.
Okay,
So,
gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. So you're playing simulators over the winter, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we have a simulator room upstairs in the shack, which is like where all the
yeah, yep.
athletes are. We have like a indoor putting and chipping green in there too, and then we use the IPF. It's called. It's where the football team plays. Their new facility. There's nets that come down. We hit like 80-yard shots in the nets, and we have like buckets and nets we hit like little wedges into. So it's great practice. I mean, it's about as good as you can get for a northern school, I'd say.
So how has the competition changed from high school compared to college now?
College is definitely a lot harder than anything I've ever. Like, I don't think I've ever played courses as hard as college golf courses are. Like we've played 5 tournaments so far, and the 4 that we played are probably like the 4 hardest courses I've played in my life. Like,
wow,
it definitely gives you a new perspective on kind of just like who you are as a person and who you are as a golfer, because it's easy to kind of lose your head a little bit out there playing the hard courses, but I think that's the difference between the college players. Like, you got to mature a little bit and just be able to like give yourself a little grace on bad shots. I think it's so easy to, especially like in college, just like you want it so bad, but you have to be able to allow yourself to hit a bad shot and just like not let it affect you, because you're playing, I mean, the hardest courses out there. So it's definitely a growing experience playing college.
I don't know how I want to word this, but different styles of golfers. I'm sure like some get in their head super quickly. Some are more consistent than others. Some hit a bad shot and they're just totally out for the rest of it. What type of a golfer are you, would you say?
I try to be a level player, but like high school is a little bit of a hothead. But
Sure.
I think it's just like that's the most important part about being in high school, is just like being able to mature and grow up and just realize that golf's just a game. Like, it's not who you are, which I think is like, it's a really hard thing to do, because I mean, most people think golf's like what tells them who they are, or like thinks that like what you shoot, everyone's gonna judge you off that or that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, it's just golf. And
So high school, you were like,
fun.
get mad and angry. Like, I've done that a couple
I
times.
would get mad, and then I just kind of like thought about it. I'm like, man, like what's there to get mad for? I'm
Right.
out here playing golf. Like,
And a lot of the
it's not end
time,
of the world.
something I notice is like if I hit a bad shot, I'll pull a golf cart up to it, and I realize like it really, like when you look at the ball, it's really usually not that bad. You're always
It's just so easy to have like high expectations.
For
and, like,
sure.
you can get mad at not even that bad of a shot, and you're just like you're putting yourself down a hole at the end of the day.
Right.
So like in college, I've just been trying to not let things like affect me. Like just play
I
golf.
feel like I dove in high school, and that's a very mental sport. You have the physical ability down, and you've shot, like, for example, in golf, you've shot those shots
a million
times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I feel like a
Exactly.
lot of it is mental. If you're halfway through and you're just not doing great, you have the capability to do great the next 9. But yeah, it's a consistency thing, and I feel like it's super
It's just
mental.
so easy to get in your head. 100%.
Do you play from the tips
Yeah, we
in
play
high school and college, or is that just college?
High
now?
school, we played probably like half tips, half like maybe one up. We played like about 7,000, maybe a little shorter than that. But college is long. Like, we play, I think the last couple tournaments have all been 73 or more, 7,300. So it's definitely long. Like, Bethpage was a par 71, and I think it was 7,500 yards. Which
So
is
for people who
crazy.
don't know exactly what like the average golf course is, do you know
Probably
what?
68,
68. So that's the total number of yards
Mm-hmm.
in between for every single hole combined.
Yep.
And then the tips for people who don't know is like the furthest back, usually black.
Yeah.
Here, black. It's the same colors in
For
Arizona.
the most part, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So it's a little more difficult around here, it seems like, with some of these courses.
Yeah, like Bethpage is like the perfect example. Like the back nine, I think hit 4-iron into every single green. And out there, the roughs probably like that. It was because they're getting ready for the Ryder Cup, so they had it like in tough conditions. Like the roughs this thick, the fairways are that big, and you're hitting 4-irons into elevated greens and stuff like that. So it was ridiculous, but it definitely like is a test of your game, I guess.
Have you ever been able to play like out in Colorado before? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah,
I know we're
actually.
off track. You
yeah,
have?
Yeah, I played in Breckenridge, Colorado.
You did?
Yeah.
So did you notice the elevation? Did it change?
You hit it.
Okay, that's a real
so
thing.
Far, yeah.
Okay.
I probably hit like a 7-iron, 185 yards like here, and
Wow.
I was probably hitting it 210 yards in Colorado. Like it was, the ball just flies. It's ridiculous.
I got to play in Salida, which is in Colorado. Have you heard of that before?
No, I haven't.
It's just a small little mountain town. Like you go into it, and it's mountains 360. It's pretty sweet, but I couldn't tell. But I also didn't have my clubs. So I was just curious if you noticed the difference.
It's like night and day difference. And then when you go to Florida or like something next to the water, it goes really short. Like a good club shorter than
I didn't even know that at all.
The elevation changes.
It's pretty like drastically different. Yeah.
So
sure.
do you ever think about that when you're traveling to these different states for NDSU? Do they coaches talk about that at all, or
a little bit, but like during your practice runs when you kind of figure it out, like, and then you're also getting used to like different types of grass, like the different places you go. Like greens are different. There's grains, and it's honestly like a bigger difference than you think about. But it's definitely like a skill to be able to like adjust and get used to that kind of thing, because you need to, or else you're not gonna play real well. So,
what are your strengths and weaknesses? Are you a driver? Are you a putter?
I would say I'm pretty straight and have some good hit the irons pretty well, but on the greens have been a little bit of a
crap.
struggle.
We just watched you do it.
Yeah.
Everyone was straight as an arrow before.
Very straight.
Yeah.
So you're more of an iron or like mid-range player than
I would say
long,
like off the tee,
long?
I'm pretty solid, and then irons I'm pretty decent at, but on the greens was a little bit of a struggle for me the end of the fall, which was a little disappointing, but it's just one of the, like what you were saying, it's so easy to get in your head, and when you're putting bad, you're just like almost psyching yourself out.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Hopefully the fall, I think I got it, or the spring I got it. Hopefully a little bit
Have
better.
you ever, throughout all of your years, you've had to have gone through different, is it called splicing?
Slice.
I just said splice.
Yeah.
Jeez,
like
all these
hook
golfers are going to hate
to
on
the
me,
left
dude.
or slice to the right.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you ever overcome any big hooks or slices?
that's honestly not a bad question.
No.
It just was worded a little bit.
No, yeah. I'm not a golfer.
That's okay. I'm not the best golfer.
Probably my beginning of my junior year, I had the shanks for a good month.
Sure.
And my teammates were calling me Shankmore.
You got the nickname
talk about
too.
putting a shank in your head. Like they're telling me, they're calling me Shankmore. So that was definitely frustrating. Just I shanked every other shot I hit.
Oh man.
But
got
to figure it out. Yeah. Then hopefully that never comes back, because that's definitely like a mind twist.
Yeah.
Like you just get lost, and it happens. Like you see, there's a lot of people who just get either slicing it or you're shanking it, and then that's all you can do. Like you can't fix it, and then it's definitely a grind to get it back. But
I was gonna ask, like on different courses, obviously you're going across the country and have different elevation, all that stuff. But for your distances of clubs, has it gotten further and further since high school? Like, have you been hitting it further and further?
Definitely a little bit, especially like we do lifting for college, which I did. I've always like lifted a good bit, but obviously in college it's more golf specific, and definitely helps like having the dining center to put on some weight. But
Yeah.
I definitely like college. It's definitely an advantage to hit it far, so it's always something in the back of your head. Like you're always trying to hit it a little bit farther and trying to do some things to get it to go farther. But
Are your lengths like pretty consistent within a few yards on every club?
compared to
if
like
that
my
makes sense?
teammates and stuff like that? Or?
Yeah, we could say that.
Yeah, I would say so. There's definitely
Sure.
a couple guys that we have one guy on our team that nukes the ball, but
Sure.
I would say I would probably average, maybe a little above average compared to like the average like college golfer. I would say I try to hit it as hard as I can. So
Sure.
Yeah.
How do you hit it straight when you try and hit it as hard as
it's
you
just
can?
I've been doing it since I started playing golf. I just hit it as hard as you can. But
oh man,
I find it easier to hit it straight when I'm just like letting everything go, because I think the second you try to like control things, you mess up more than when you just let it go.
So outside of golf, how's your college experience been at NDSU?
It's been awesome, especially like the community I came in contact with. Like obviously Sebastian, your buddy, like brought me into a good group of people that like obviously I go to the FCA. I go to FCA, which has been a great thing, which is all kinds of people and fellow Christians. And you can just kind of talk about stuff and share your story and kind of talk about the things that you're going through, and having friends like Sebastian and the people he's introduced me to. I have a life group for the church I go to, which is just down the street here at Ignite, and it's just been great. I mean, the people I've met have been amazing people, and it just kind of helps me grow as a person, helps me get better in everything in my life. That's it.
How did you find those communities right away?
FCA. So my sister at Moorhead, she went a couple times her freshman year. So first week I jumped right into it, met a great like group of guys in my group, and just like kind of fell in love with it. Just as a good like thing, just having the middle of your week just to kind of refocus yourself and just be able to talk about things, like just be able to talk about life. I think life's not meant to be done by yourself, and I think it's just good to have people to like sharpen you and to just make you a better person, just be able to like grow as a community. I think that's a great.
That's
great thing.
always a great thing too. You're coming to a school that you don't know many people, and to surround yourself with students and friends that are good people and mean well and are going to do good for you. You know, influence you well. That's very important, and that's awesome.
I think it's like so important, just like who you surround yourself in life. I just think, like I love the thing like you show me your like 5 best friends, I'll show you your future, and like it's just so important. Like, are the people you're surrounding yourself with, are they helping you grow as a person, or are they bringing you down? Like, are they like doing the things that you want to? Like, I like to think about it like, is that person the type of person you want to be? Like, that should be how you like make your friends and how you choose the people you want to be around. Because like, if they're bringing you down or you're making you a different person that you want to be, you shouldn't really be around them.
What does FCA look like?
There's a good probably 200 people, 150 athletes that go, and some non-athletes that go, and there's James and Jeff, which are like the 2 main guys. They're great people. They're both in seminary. They both just love spreading the word of God, and just like every day we start with a testimony. Someone goes up and shares their story, and they're walking.
An athlete
in
does?
faith, yeah,
Sure.
Which is really just, it's always like good to be able to hear
That's
a testimony and just like relate to yourself, which is, I think that's a really powerful thing. And then we hear a message, and then we break up into life groups and just kind of talk about life, talk about what we talked about in the sermon, and just kind of grow as a community.
And where is this located at?
It's in
what
the track facility.
Oh, okay.
So just
Interesting.
they pull out the seats, and all the guys just go on the bleachers, and then there's a little podium in front where the people speak.
That is really cool. I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's awesome.
So for athletes, is that people that are on these sports teams, or anyone can go, basically?
Anyone can go. So I think it's probably good 80-20 athletes to non, but there's a lot of non-athletes that go, and they're all welcome.
And is it put on by the college?
So FCA is its own organization. So they're in most schools. Like this past weekend, we went to it's called the Athlete Winter Retreat. So we went with us, UND, Bemidji State, Jamestown, and all the athletes came to a camp, and it was just 3 days of, being with fellow Christians and just learning about the Lord. It was awesome.
So if people are watching from NDSU that want to do it, how is it too late to join? How do they join?
Anyone can show up. It's 7:45 on Wednesdays, just in the track facility, and it's a great time. I've loved it so much since I got here.
I was told that you have a bracelet that has some meaning.
Yeah,
that's similar.
From FCA. I got a couple. I broke one of them the last couple days, but
the one that that one.
So it's a heart, division, a cross, and then a question mark. The heart just stands for the love God has for us. The division is how sin separates us. The cross is how Jesus died for us, and then the question mark is just how are you going to respond to that. I think it's just a great reminder. Just how are you going to respond? Like, how are you going to live like God wants you to live? How are you going to do the things that God wants you to do? And just how are you going to be a representation of God and what it looks like to live as a Christian.
Also, having that is really nice for people who see that and they say, hey, what does that mean?
It's been a great thing. I've always had people ask about my wristbands, and it's just a great way to, talk
bring it
about,
up.
Yeah, it's like, because talking about God's such a hard thing. It's hard to just like go out and be like, what do you think about Jesus, or like bring stuff to that. So if this can like help,
talking piece,
it just helps. Like some people just are like, what are your wristbands about? And you can just start sharing the word.
That's awesome. And
thing.
Right now, Jack and I, we've kind of made that one of our goals, is trying to incorporate that into each of the podcasts in some form, in some way. And literally what we were talking about right now, if we can get a couple students to go to that, that is awesome.
100%.
So thank you for sharing that. That is awesome.
Have you ever had any moments on the course where, you felt like maybe God was telling you something or anything like that?
Yeah, so I would say this fall, I didn't play very good in a tournament, and I was just like, I didn't want to be, like, I almost like didn't want to be there. And I'm flying back on the plane, I'm just like looking out the window, and I was like, how could I not be grateful? Like I just had like one of those moments. I was just like, I've not been grateful for like the things that I have, and like being like, I'm in New York playing a golf tournament. Like, how could I ever be mad or sad or whatever? So it just kind of was like a big turning point in my life, just realizing like the importance of just gratitude in itself. Like I heard a quote from Inky Johnson, if you know who that is. He's like the guy who goes to colleges. He has like the paralyzed arm. He played football at Tennessee.
Okay.
And he has a podcast called Serendipity, which I would definitely recommend. But it was like, he said, if you forget the language of gratitude, you'll never be on speaking terms with happiness. And I think that's just like, I think it's just crazy to think about. Like, it's, if you can be grateful, you just lose the like there's no comparison to other people. You don't have to like worry about things. Like, you just are in peace and just find happiness and joy. Like, even no matter what your circumstances are. And I just think that was something that really I just needed. I just needed to realize like just how lucky I am with all the things that I have, and just I don't need to compare myself to others. I don't need to like make myself feel better, and just be like grateful in where I am. And like if God leads me somewhere, that's where he wants me to be, and I just have to be grateful for that, even in the bad or in the good. It's just a really big lesson that I had to learn. And I think I was really grateful for that.
So what does your day-to-day look like now?
I definitely try to get in the word every night. I just think it's like a huge thing just to just read your Bible and just give a couple minutes to just like refocus yourself and just like focus on things that are important. I do Bible studies with Sebastian every Thursday. We go through Proverbs, which is definitely nice, just to have someone that's like strong in their faith, just to talk about things. And Proverbs is like really strong in the type of people that you should be as a Christian. So it's good to just like talk about that kind of thing and just kind of reflect on your own life and just realize where you are as a person, and are you living the way Christ wants you to live. And definitely, because like this is the way I think about it, like when you leave home, your mom's not there to tell you to go to church. You're not like, it's just you're on your own, and it's just you and God. Like, it's your relationship with God, and you just gotta make a choice for yourself if you're gonna follow him or not, or you're gonna live like, are you gonna live for God, or are you gonna live for the world kind of thing. And it's just been I think never been as close to God as when I moved out, to be honest.
Interesting. You don't usually hear that.
No, I don't. Like, I think I met the right people, and I was just in the right spot in life, just with everything going on, that I was just like, I need to focus on things, and I need to like get to where God wants me to be. And it's just like, it's been great just to have those kind of people in my life to grow me in my relationship, and just have like my teammates as well are very strong in their faith, most of them. So it's just good to have like that community, and just like pushing each other to read your Bible every day, like making sure you're praying. Like, I think prayer is a very like underrated thing. Not underrated, I would say, but it's just, you don't understand the power of prayer until you have like it's funny, my boss at work prays for me every single night, and he's like, that guy like loves, like he has more love for me than most people, like anyone you ever would see. Like,
and praying not only when it's bad.
Yeah, that's like the other thing. Like, I have to realize, like, it's so easy to call on God when things are going bad, and like your life's like you're struggling or whatever, and it's so hard to praise God when your life's going good. Like, it's so easy to just be like, yeah, it's me. Like, I did that. Like, I played a good round. Like, it's so hard to just be like, God, thank you for, allowing me to do good, like just like, play well, do that kind of thing. It's just so like, I found in my life, like when things are going good, like I'm not praying, I'm not reading the Bible, I'm not like just like I'm not living the way God wants you to live. But then when things get bad, I'm just like praying every night, like, please help me. Like, I'm starting to read. Like, it's just so easy. It's so hard to stay on like a plan. Like, what happens in your life shouldn't reflect on how your relationship with the Lord. I think that's it's definitely hard. It's just the way we are. Like, we're selfish and it's so easy just to have the pride and just like not give it to God. But it's definitely been a learning experience.
Huge thank you to today's sponsor, Giant Snacks. Giants is a small family-owned business that specializes in premium flavor and giant snack sizes.
From sunflower seeds and pistachios, pumpkin seeds and cashews, Giants has all the great snacks you need.
Don't forget some of the great flavors that they offer, from dill pickle to sweet Thai chili.
Or whatever flavor you're craving.
Check out the newest flavor that just arrived in stores.
Big Easy cashews and Big Easy sunflower seeds.
Available now online or in a store near you. Huge thank you to Giant Snacks for sponsoring this podcast.
Now let's get back to the podcast.
Discover Woods and Irons in Wahpeton, North Dakota, your ultimate golf destination. With a family-friendly environment 6 days a week, it's the perfect spot for golfers of all ages. Adults can kick back with a drink from the driftwood, and if you're hungry, pizza is just one order away.
With over 1,000 courses to choose from, you can play year-round in a climate-controlled environment, no matter what the weather. Whether you're sharpening your skills or just having some fun with your friends, Woods and Irons is the place to be.
Book your bay today. Thank you, Woods and Irons. Brushmark Signs is a family-owned and operated business out of Detroit Lakes, Minnesota.
They are a one-stop shop for visual marketing.
Their designers can create logos, banners, indoor and outdoor signs,
digital message boards, decals, and apparel,
as well as promotional items, window tinting, and more, and they ship nationwide.
They are a full-service sign company from start to finish.
Their install team is experienced, knowledgeable, and dependable, so if you're interested,
give them a call at
218-847-3599
or visit brushmarksigns.com.
Thank you guys for sponsoring this podcast.
Now let's get back to the podcast. That's awesome.
I got to give a shout out to Sebastian, honestly, for hooking this up.
Sebastian's a great guy.
So what are you doing for do you have a job now in the wintertime, or are you just golfing?
My days are fly by. Like we practice every morning in the IPF, so it goes like 7:30 to 9:30, 10. And then I go straight to classes, and then we have lift in the afternoon. And by the time I get back to the dorm room, it's 7, 8 o'clock, and I'm getting ready for bed to wake up at 6 again the next morning. It's definitely a grind. I think the spring's more busy than the fall, which is weird because there's snow on the ground. We can't go outside and play golf. But no, it's definitely I'm as busy as can be.
And what are you going for?
I'm doing construction management.
Oh,
it's
really?
the same thing as Sebastian.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what, Aiden, you can touch on that. You're doing the same thing, but what plans do you have out after college?
I'm definitely, I think I'll go back to Arizona, but I have a couple connections back home with construction companies, so I'll probably end up doing that, but who knows?
Residential or commercial?
Probably commercial. Yeah, I got a couple buddies whose parents own construction companies. So I'm just praying on that.
You got an in.
Yeah, definitely. But I've loved it so far. I don't know anything about construction going into this, so I was just kind of swinging for the fences, seeing if I liked it.
And this is your first year?
Yeah.
So you're mostly taking general
just like
stuff.
the general stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So for our next segment, we're just going to ask you some rapid fire questions about golf.
Let's do it.
Just kind of quick answers. Do you think the brand of golf ball matters in how it plays? Like,
yeah, definitely. I didn't think it did until we're pitting on the TrackMan over the winter. Like we have these Bridgestones, and then we have we're not supposed to hit Pro V1s, but we do, and the difference is like crazy.
Why aren't you supposed to hit Pro V1s?
Because apparently it messes up the screen. But
really,
they're so different that we have to pull out Pro V1s every now and again just to like have anyewhat of an idea of what's going on.
So you play Pro V1s?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much are those? Just curious.
They're like $50 a dozen, but we get them for free.
Wow.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Dang, man, that's awesome.
Saves the bank account.
Do you have any guys on the PGA Tour that you look up to, or that you think any favorites?
Ludwig Aberg's probably my favorite. He's like this is only his second or third year on tour. He's a younger guy, but he's got the best swing on tour by far. I like that. I like him a lot. And then Max Homa, I like him a lot as well. Yeah.
What's your favorite club in your bag?
I like my 8-iron. I have 2 hole-in-ones with the 8-iron, so I like
there
that
you
one
go.
a lot. 8-iron and driver, I'd say, is definitely my favorite.
Is there any trash talk in golf? Have you heard any trash talk?
Man. A couple of my buddies when we're playing for fun, they'll try getting your head a little bit. Just like I play a couple, like when I was up here in the summer, we played some match play events, which I've never done before, and like that's a pretty big thing up here.
Yeah.
So obviously people are getting in your head a little bit, but it's nothing too crazy. Golf's not too crazy of a trash talk, but everyone now and again will say a couple things.
Did you have any role models on the golf course that you looked up to? Any family members or friends?
My dad played in college. He played at North Carolina, and then played pro for a while. He
did.
Yeah, he played.
Okay, so that's
Wow.
where you get it from.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's in the
He
genetics.
definitely is he's my coach for sure. But
Sure.
yeah, he played at North Carolina. He's told me some cool stories. Like he played pro for a little bit. Played a couple PGA Tour events. Played 2 majors.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. But he got hurt when he was 30 something. So he got his first real job when he was like 34 or 5.
Wow.
Which is kind of funny. But my grandparents are also just huge golfers. They're kind of the ones that got me into it. Actually, they were in town when COVID hit, so they were just taking me out, and that's when I kind of started liking it a lot. But yeah, my dad never forced me into playing golf. Like he just kind of let me do what I wanted to do. I wanted nothing to do with playing golf when I was like before high school, I guess. But yeah, he's definitely been my coach and stuff like that. And then also, honestly, one of the biggest blessings in my life was getting fired from one of my jobs.
Really?
Which was working at a golf course just by my house, which I got fired for playing too much golf at the course. But
Wow.
it was honestly a big blessing in my life because the next job I got, the head pro there, like my boss, the nicest dude you'll ever meet. Like, just like loves you more than you can even love yourself. Like,
That's awesome.
yeah, he's like the most like Christian based. Like, he texts me every single day, just telling me how much he loves me and he's praying for me and loves all my high school teammates. Like, he's given me lessons for the past like 2 years and all my buddies, and he never has charged a kid in his life.
Wow.
He just gives his time and just like
That's
just
pretty
really,
selfless.
really just shows you like what it looks like to what you want. I guess what you want to be when you get older.
Great mentor.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely been a big blessing in my life. I talk to him more than I talk to almost anyone actually.
So that's
Because-
probably where the move to Arizona went, was because your dad and grandparents or
Yeah,
whatever, you guys
yeah.
play golf down there in the winter all the time, I'm guessing.
Yeah. My
Gotcha.
dad doesn't play. I've played with my dad maybe 5 times in my life just because
Really?
he got hurt pretty bad. So
What was the injury for you?
he
Don't mind me asking.
something with his neck. I forget what it was called, but
Oh.
he freshly got his tour card, and then got hurt maybe like 5 tournaments in, and then the surgery was like, the doctor really told him, he's like, it's either it works out and you play like you were, or you won't be getting out of bed. So and he was
Wow.
just having my sister and stuff like that, so it just wasn't in the cards. So it just
Dang.
kind of, but I think he's missing out. I don't think he's missing out. I think he's a little upset about it, but I think he's content with where he is.
I have 2 questions for advice. One for those kids or even just people in general who are starting with faith, following God, and then the other one for an athlete who wants to aspire to be a golfer and golf in college.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, it's actually funny. I watched that on Instagram Reel. It was talking about why you follow God. Like, is it to go to heaven? Because if it is to go to heaven, you're just thinking about it the wrong way. Like, I think it's just like so important. Like, it's not just something. It's like a relationship with God, not just I'm gonna go to
End
church.
goal.
I'm gonna go to church on Sunday and
Yeah.
I'll go to heaven. Like, it's just so powerful once you realize like that having a relationship with God is just such a powerful thing, and like you'll never feel as much joy and as much peace as you'll find when you just dive into the Word every day, like pray every day, like really just have that relationship with God. Like, it's just so important. Like, just finding, like, it's so easy just to like be sad and just like not have joy in life, and you'll never find as much joy as you'll find when you come to Christ. Like, honestly, it will change your life, and I think that's just so important. Like, just giving it a try. Like, people out there just like don't know if they believe it or not. Like, just seeing how much it will make an impact in your life. And then
Before
advice-
you go on to the golf
Yeah.
section, when you read your Bible, how do you go about? Do you take notes? Do you highlight? Do you
Yeah.
just read?
I have
Because-
a journal Bible, so I highlight a bunch, and then I try to fill up the sidebars, just like things that I can go back on, like just reading the sidebars, and I'm just like, you get the gist of what the passage was about, and just like I think it's so nice just to like, it's some reminders, like you go back and you can just be like, oh yeah, like that's something I need to apply in my life. I think it's just so important just to be And when you're writing stuff down, it's easier for you to remember verses and to remember like the meanings of things. And I think it's just so important.
So you read to learn about all the stories, and then like what is the reason? Because obviously I'm just trying to get it for people who maybe want to try it but don't know how or what the point is of reading the Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for me, when I highlight verses, it's just like they stick out to me. And then if you're highlighting something, you're making a note about it. It's just like you have to dive deeper. And like for me, when I take notes, it's just things that I can apply into my life. Like say like my favorite verse is Proverbs 3:5-6. So like trust in the Lord with all your heart and not lean on your own understanding, and always submit to Him, and He'll make your path straight. And you're like, okay, but if you dive deeper, it's just like, what does it mean to submit to God? And what does it mean to like, to give your life to Christ and like to really submit to Him? And it just really just makes you think like, is the way I'm living, like, am I submitting myself to God? And it's just so like powerful to just be able to dive into verses and just really, learn how to apply them into your life.
So do you think about like day to day, do you think about every decision almost and say, would God want me to do this kind of a thing?
Like just living like every person you meet's God. Like I like to think about it like that. Like,
interesting.
Like am I showing love? Am I living? Like is someone gonna look at me and be like, man, that guy is like, I want to be like him. I want to like be like
Christ, like,
like
like Christ, like
Christ-like,
yeah.
Everyone has the person in their life that you look at and you're just like, man, how are you so happy all the time? Like how are you always so joyful, and how you always just like treat everyone with kindness no matter what's going on in your life. And I just think it's just so important to live like that. Just like no matter what's going on, just like being able to be like a light to other people, and just like kind of let people see God through you in a way.
That's awesome.
I think that's just like, obviously everyone falls short of that, but as long as that's like what you're striving for, it's pretty powerful.
And then what's the advice to a future golfer?
Yeah. For me, I would say there's have fun at the end of the day. Like it's not a job. Like you're out there to have fun. It's just like people take it too seriously. Like you can't let your scores like define you. Like I used to always think like if I went out and played bad, like say I shot an 80, I'd be like, oh, everyone's gonna be like laughing at me. Like at the end of the day,
80 and everyone's laughing at you.
At the end of the day, I've never seen someone shoot a bad score and been like, man, they shot an 8, like made a big deal.
Sure.
Like no one cares. Like just like no one cares what you're doing. Just like focus on you and just realize that it's just a game. Like have fun. But obviously, if you want to be good, you got to work hard. You gotta have a passion for it, and just like it's just so important. Also, I would say attitude just is a really big thing, especially in golf and sports that are just like so mental. It's just like don't have an attitude that's gonna bring you down. Like always just be joyful and just have an attitude that's like if you're playing bad, it's just gonna make you want to play better instead of just like sinking down and just being like, oh, trying to show everybody you're playing bad. That was a big thing for me too. I'd play bad and I'd be like, all right, I have to show everybody I'm playing bad so they don't think I'm like normally bad. But
sure. Yeah, I know what you mean. Kind of put your ego behind you and just focus on the next shot every time.
Don't let one bad shot affect your next one, which is the big thing. Especially like if you want to get to the next level, like you can't be the little crybaby on the course.
Yeah.
Which it's hard. I mean, it's so hard not to get mad. But I think if you really want to get good, you just gotta put your ego behind you and just play.
Awesome.
Well, awesome. Well, we just want to thank you for coming onto the podcast today. We never even met you, and now we had a great conversation today. And thank you for bringing. We were able to talk a lot about God, and I think that was awesome. That was probably one of our first times going that deep into it, and even for me, I learned something today. And I think it's awesome. And so you're spreading the name yourself. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on.
It was a blast.
One thing we do at the end of the show is give you one of these seed bags.
Yeah.
Seed bags.
Bags of seeds.
Gotta go dill.
Dill pickle?
Yes,
Heck
sir.
yeah. Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Giants, for sponsoring. Thank you to the clubhouse. Make sure you guys come check this place out. It's pretty dang sweet. I mean, there's a few more months left until we can get out on a real course. So come check this place out in Moorhead, Minnesota. Thank you guys for watching the Beyond the Spotlight podcast. And we'll see you guys next week on Monday at 6 p.m.
Peace.
Awesome.
Hey.
Nice work, Sean.